Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Becoming More Me. I am feeling very high vibe right now. I'm in the middle of my first ever live summer series of how to cultivate calm, clarity, and confidence for busy-minded mompreneurs with big goals. And it is bringing amazing conversations to the forefront. It is really helping me to understand what those of you who engage with me are looking for. And it has me very excited to announce that there is going to be a new group coaching program opportunity this fall for Becoming More Me group coaching. So I'm just gathering final details, and there's going to be another workshop also. And I'll have dates for that soon to share with you. So the best thing I can say is that if you're listening to these podcasts and you're wanting to find out when the next free workshop is, or if you are curious about the group coaching, shoot me an email, Teresa@teresalearlevine.com, or check the show notes. If I do have information, I'll provide it in show notes for specific episodes as we get closer. And you can usually find the most up-to-date registration page for my free workshops at teresalearlevine.org. So a lot of this is unfolding and being created as I record this episode, but there's so much more good stuff to come, guys. And while I've been mainly focused on my private coaching for the last year and a half, I used to do a lot of group coaching before that. And it's been a journey. It's been a process to really figure out what it is that people want the most right now. Times are changing. The things that people want are changing. How they want it to be delivered is changing. And I am really just wanting to be relevant to those of you who are looking for this kind of deep work, deep transformation, brain-based change, things that are really efficient and effective for your busy brains and minds, and that really also help with the high functioning anxiety that I seem to encounter with like 95% of the women that I work with. So today, coming from this high vibe place that I'm in, and when you're at a high vibration, when you're operating at a high frequency, you really feel the value of it. You feel how much easier things flow, how much lighter you feel in your body and your heart and your mind and your soul. And it makes you go, "Ooh, like, why am I not always working on this? Like, when I'm feeling low vibe or my frequency isn't as amazing, why am I not putting my efforts towards raising it? And instead, why do I find myself leaning into the struggle or the feeling of it being hard, or it's never going to happen, or this is never going to work out, or oh, I'm not worthy, or I'm not enough, or it's not good enough, or I'm not good enough, or any of those things that really lower our vibe and suck the life out of us. Like, put a little bit of that same energy, well, not the same energy, put a little energy into raising your vibration. I want to talk a little bit today about some great ways to do that. So obviously, I'm going to say EFT, right? Of course, because EFT, you can start off, you can be doing a round of, hey, even though I feel lousy and low and tired and cranky, I love, accept, and forgive myself. And you can start off in that place of really expressing the negative of how you feel. And then as your resistance number lowers, if you're familiar with doing EFT, you understand that whole scale of 0 to 10 and the importance of measuring before you start. And then when your resistance number lowers to a place of, I'd say, a 4 or lower, you can start introducing some ideas of it maybe being okay for things to feel a little bit better, or talking about what you might do to make those shifts and changes for yourself. And you'll feel a lot more clear and a lot less heavy when you're done. So of course, EFT is my go-to. And that's just one of like a million ways that you could apply it to raise your vibration. EFT is endless in its ways of being just really relevant and really impactful. And it also uses physical movement, which is another great way to raise your vibration. So you're feeling low, you're feeling yuck, you're feeling meh, you're feeling out of alignment with whatever it is that you want to be or go or do or feel. You go take a walk, you go do a workout, you simply pattern interrupt and do 10 jumping jacks. Whatever it might be, move. Take a bike ride, stand on your head. It doesn't much matter. Much like EFT, not really a right or wrong way to do it, as long as it is making you feel better than you felt before you started. And if that physical movement is going to happen outside, you could also incorporate a little bit of grounding and getting kind of, one-on-one with nature and being able to get energy and match frequency from the earth itself and all of the different minerals and energies and things that you can find there and access with your skin tissue being exposed to it. And, raising your vibration doesn't necessarily mean getting like hyper and having to be energetic. There's a difference between raising your vibration and being hyper, if that makes sense. So the ways that you raise your vibration could be as simple as just taking a break, making something that you like to drink, sitting down, taking some deep breaths, maybe shifting gears to something else that makes you feel good for a little while, whether it's shifting gears in your thoughts or shifting gears in your actions, and just letting that do its thing to raise your vibration. That can be really powerful. And, it could also just be things that just make you feel better, like taking a bath or like laying down to do a little bit of guided meditation or guided hypnosis or something like that, that just really helps you to get into a different and better zone mentally and energetically. And much like you can kind of dump out things with EFT, you could also journal about the negative things that you're feeling and then burn it or crumple it up or tear it up or something like that as a way of kind of symbolically allowing that negativity to come up and out and then do something with it. So that can actually be a lot of fun. And another thing that is really important from a journaling aspect would be, again, if you're in a place where you've been able to move some of that negative energy and you can welcome the positive, is to get into appreciation and gratitude and have a gratitude journal where you can write down things that are going right and things that you really appreciate. You guys have heard me talk about the appreciation rampages before, but that is literally one of my favorite ways to just go from like not feeling great or even feeling kind of like, oh, I'm all right, but I could really use a little bit more of this to get in alignment with the things that I'm really trying to attract into my life. And that is just to appreciate one thing after another. I love to do it out loud. I love to do it when I'm walking. I am that crazy person in my neighborhood that you can see like tapping and walking, talking to herself and walking, listening to personal development books. And if I've forgotten my headphones, I'm just listening to them out loud as I walk throughout the neighborhood. So that's me. But the appreciation rampages, I feel like, are more effective when you can say them out loud. And I feel like you get into the spirit better when you just literally appreciate one thing and then it leads you to the next. It's like a stream of consciousness, if you're ever used to doing that with talking or writing, but instead it's just everything that you appreciate, everything that you're grateful for. And it doesn't matter whether it's a big, huge thing or it's a little thing. So let's see, I'm sitting here in my office right now and I'm assessing my energy and I'm thinking, okay, I want to get this to a better level. And I start looking around and I think, gosh, I'm so grateful that I have this easy setup for podcasting that I can turn on at a moment's notice and be recording something for those people who want to spend time with me or learn from me or grow together. And I'm really grateful that I have this amazing nutrition. I made myself a whole food smoothie before I got started, and that I have that available to me, the ingredients and the awesome blender and everything that I need so that I can feed my body really, really well. And I'm grateful for my newfound time timer that has made things so much more visible to me as far as what I'm working and getting things done and being able to stay on task. And I am just so appreciative of the time that I have this week because my boys are all in full day camp. And that means that I have been able to launch my first live workshop. And I'm so grateful for the people that have registered to be there with me and all of the feedback and the interaction and insights that I'm getting from doing it. And I am grateful for my assistants, many of which are on the other side of this world who have adjusted their hours so that they can be there live with me, even though it's the middle of the night for them. And I'm grateful that other people care about this mission that and the purpose that I am fulfilling in doing the work that I do. And I am so grateful for the sneakers that I have on my feet that allowed me to work out comfortably this morning. And I'm grateful that my body is able and capable enough to perform weight training. And I'm appreciative of the amazing night's sleep that I got last night and the fact that my kids were asleep before, as my youngest put it, the sky was even black. And that rarely happens. And I'm just appreciative for all those things. But you see how that goes? One thing leads to another. And I can already tell as I assess my energy again right now that it is definitely higher. Like if it was at a 5 when I started, it's at an 8 now. And that was just a couple minutes of me being thankful for all that's already done, all that has already come into my life, all that is here right now with me, instead of focusing on what feels like it's not, even though there's really no such thing. It's just a matter of getting in alignment with the energy of that which we say we want, because it's already done. It's already here. It's a huge aha moment, guys, when you get to that point and you realize that not only are you the only thing you get to control in this life and world, but you, through doing that, you can make everything happen. Like you don't need to control anyone else or anything else. You just need to learn to manage yourself and your energy, your vibrations, your intentions, all of that. And everything's already here for you. It's like really deep and a little off subject, but anyway, I'm feeling much higher vibe right now. And that these are just some of the ways that you can work on your vibration. Now, I know that sometimes I find myself in a lower vibrational place because I can get very overwhelmed by clutter, mental clutter, goal clutter. Like I have so many things that I want to do that sometimes it becomes feeling overwhelming because it's not humanly possible to do them all at once or to try to do them all at once well. And also just clutter around the house. You know, there's 6 of us in our home. Not everyone has the same standards for how they like things kept, how they like things clean, how they like things put away. And my standards are apparently higher than most. So I have to realize that, you know, the other people in this house were not put here to please me. They're all individuals of free will also, and finding a way for it all to come together is valuable to us. But being able to control myself allows me to be happier with that. So I get overwhelmed with all the different ways that things get cluttered. And one of the ways that I can implement to raise my vibration despite that, or to really combat that particularly, is to purge. So sometimes it's just emptying the trash can on my computer desktop. that feels really good, that little noise that it makes. And gosh, I'm going to do it right now. Do it right now. Let's hear it. Yes, love that. And that makes me feel better. Yes, my vibe is raised just from emptying the trash can on my computer. And sometimes, I mean, you can take that to the physical world and you can empty the trash cans around your house. It automatically makes things feel tidier and more contained in one place. Another thing you can do is just get rid of some stuff. So in my business life, that looks like actually looking at my to-do list and deciding, what am I just not going to do? And by not doing that thing that I'm going to get rid of, it actually makes the things I need to do more powerful. Hey, before we continue with the episode, one quick question. Have you joined the Becoming More Me community on School? If yes, I'm so grateful for you. And if no, what are you waiting for? I have an amazing free community that houses over $15,000 worth of my most requested resources, things you can start digging into and using today, actionable resources to start changing how you feel and show up in your life. Things that are going to support you on your never-ending journey of becoming, and amazing community members to support you as well. Hop over to school.com, that's SKOOL.com/discovery, and put my name in the search bar, Teresa Lear Levine. You will see the Becoming More Me community pop right up, and you can request to join from there. Inside of the community, you will find a full classroom of resources, as well as anything that you need in order to join my small group coaching or my one-on-one coaching. And I can't wait to see you over there. Again, go to www.school.com/discovery, type in my name, Teresa Lear Levine, and request to join the Becoming More Me community. I can't wait to see you there. More concentrated and more valuable. That feels really good. Or sometimes it's putting it on what I like to call a future list. So just like a digital something or another somewhere where you can just kind of list things that it's like, yeah, I really do think I want to do this. Now's not the time. And having it on, like having it interfacing with me on a day-to-day basis on the things that I'm looking at that need to get done right now is not helping with my ability to get focused, because I'm not doing it right now. I'm not going to do it right now. And if I'm being quite honest with myself, I might never do it. But here it is, transferred from the now priorities to the maybe later priorities. And at least I know that that thought or that idea, that wish to do something is being held somewhere. It's being contained. And I can revisit that list when I'm like, oh gosh, I have so much time on my hands and there's so few projects that I'm doing right now. What is it that I'd like to do? And many times I revisit that list and it's like, ew, I don't really like any of these ideas. I've either evolved past them, or they don't resonate anymore, or they don't work in the current environment or climate of what I'm doing. Or they're great still. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to pick that back up again and get it done now. But it frees up so much mental space to know that an idea is having space held for it, but that you don't need to do anything on it. There's no action that needs to be taken. You're not falling short by not touching it in some way during your day, and that it's just hanging out somewhere else until the time is right, if ever. And in your physical world, you can literally just throw out stuff. You know, that thing you don't use anymore, that piece of clothing that you haven't worn in a year or longer, something that's in your closet that just doesn't make you feel good when you wear it. Anything low vibe hanging out in your living space that is cluttering things for you, or having you waste time on it or make decisions about it over and over again, even though you're already decided, make the final decision, get rid of it. And you can do that in whatever way you like, whether it's a trash item, a donation item. I love the buy nothing groups that are all over the place, especially like within Facebook. You can find one in your area, a buy nothing group where you can post things that you can literally give to somebody else in the community. And I find them pretty cool. I've manifested a lot of things through them because you can also request things like, hey, I really need a picnic table this weekend for a party that I'm having. You can borrow things from people. You can give things away. You can receive things, whatever. Really cool way to purge things that are of value that you feel like people would benefit from without having to list it on eBay or take it to the, local consignment or donation location, whatever it might be. You can just simply make a quick post, put a quick picture, see who's interested. They'll come pick it up from your doorstep or driveway or porch or whatever you have, and it's done. It can be very easy and it feels good too, because you know that somebody else is benefiting from what you got rid of. But you know what? Some things simply belong in the trash. So know the difference and know that some of your stuff nobody wants or needs, and you don't want to pass on the same kind of problems or clutter to somebody else by giving them junk. So be thoughtful there, people. All right. So those are literally some of my favorite ways to raise your vibration. And I think that probably if you've been tuned in intuitively to how you're feeling, you feel better just from listening to these ways of raising your vibration. And that brings us to the idea that just switching to something positive. It's honestly, it's like the reason why I don't immerse myself in the news. It doesn't mean I'm burying my head and I don't know things that are going on in the world, but I'm very selective about how I receive news, how much time I spend on it, what kind of stories I listen to, and the quality of the news that I'm getting, because it affects my vibrations. And yes, I want to be informed. I don't want to not know what's going on in the world. And am I as informed as people that watch the news all day? No, but I think I'm a lot happier. And there's something to be said for that, for sure. So, yeah, just tuning into something that's more positive. So if your day has been full of really heavy things, or you've been watching a lot of the news, or just tuning in on subjects for whatever reason that are not really uplifting, maybe it's time to just like check out some kind of, positive content creator on social media, or go over to YouTube and Google something that makes you happy and watch a video on it or something like that. It doesn't have to take long. I'm not saying that, you need to put like Netflix and chill amount of time aside for this. I personally love YouTube because I know how much time I have. A lot of days, like when I lay down to do hypnosis or guided meditation or whatever, and I want to try something new, I love that I can be like, okay, so I'm looking for hypnosis to clear subconscious blocks, and I only have 15 minutes. So I just type in, hypnosis, subconscious blocks, 15 minutes, and all sorts of things come up. And you can do the same thing. You can do like, cute dog videos, 2 minutes. And you'll get your fill of whatever it is you're looking for. It is such a huge platform that it pretty much never fails to deliver on what you're looking for. And that's part of the reason why I go to it so often. And yeah, so try those out. Let me know what you guys like to do to raise your vibration. One of my favorite things when I just don't want to put a lot of thought into the raising of the vibration and I just want to feel better is to sing or listen to music. And it really does the trick. And you don't have to be a good singer, but there's just something about your vocal cords and the way that they vibrate together and the feelings that you get from that. And also the way that you receive that energy when you are listening to music that really makes you feel better. Hey, interrupting this episode super quick because I'll bet you didn't know that you can hop on a free, no strings, 15-minute call with me and get answers and insights into those things that are challenging you the most in your life and business right now. And
receive several insights from me that will really help you to start moving the needle in those areas where you desire transformation, be it your business, your personal life, your health, wealth, relationships, all the things. So go to gamechangingconversation.com, select a time, and we will meet and have a conversation about what's going on in your life and the outcomes that you would most like to create in the next several months. Can't wait to meet you and chat with you on a call. Now back to the episode.
Because I should probably explain a little bit about just how energetic frequencies work so that you can understand and maybe even come up with some things on your own that would be really helpful for raising them or for understanding the importance. Probably would have been a good thing to talk about at the beginning, but I was so excited to get my vibration raised and to help you do yours that it's going to just be at the end. That is okay. So it's kind of a law of attraction thing, and you experience or receive energetic frequency. Okay. And when you do, so like, let's think about the music example as we're talking about this. So when you're listening to music, you are receiving the energy frequency of that music. And that gets turned into a thought. And that thought then creates your emotions. And what happens after that is that your brain sends out new signals, and that causes an energetic frequency to be emitted from you. That's your output. And those feelings, they determine what we like to refer to as our dominant frequency. And that literally sets up everything. It sets up the whole stage and preparation for manifesting anything into our lives, whether it's something that we are intentionally and consciously trying to manifest, or it's unconscious, subconscious desires. So it just all comes back to the value of consciousness and the value of raising your vibration from lower to higher, because all of that can help create a better quality dominant energy, and then whatever you want, you're going to receive it faster. So that, in a nutshell, is why raising your frequency is so important and what the frequency is all about. Like most of the things that I geek out on, it comes back to consciousness. But, if I had a million different podcast titles with consciousness in them, everyone would be bored, right? Because when we think about consciousness, it's not very exciting, as a subject, but it's super exciting. It's super deep, and our beliefs inform our thoughts, and then that impacts our vibration and our ability to achieve. So I really think that consciousness is at the heart of everything that we wish for change and transformation around. And I could go on, but I'm going to stop there. So go raise your vibration. Let me know how you do it. Let me know how you like to do it. Let me know which of these ideas you loved or are going to try. And if you enjoy listening to this podcast, please leave a 5-star review. It means the world to me. It really helps other listeners that are seeking out shows to listen to understand what's happening here at Becoming More Me and why it's important or relevant or valuable to them. And I totally appreciate it. So thanks for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for reviewing, and have an awesome day. Thanks for spending some of your precious time with me today. If you loved this episode, please leave a review or simply share it with someone else who would get great benefit from it too. If you share on social media, please tag me so I can personally connect and thank you. Until next time, keep taking bold and brave steps towards becoming more of who you want to be in this world. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough. And if your inner critic is still trying to argue with those facts, hit me up. We've got work to do.